Okay, so the word for today is the word. Oh, this pen is not good. Okay, anybody want to take a shot at it? Close, very close. It's mela ak. Anybody know what this word is? No? Okay, so it's the word in Hebrew that we either see translated as angel or messenger. Okay? This one was a tough one for me because there's a lot of information and I'm sure you guys will have a lot of questions when I'm done. But my challenge to you is take this as a foundation and begin to dig, because it's like it's not a bottomless pit, but once you get to the actual treasure that's deeper than what I'm going to share with you, it will reestablish and reconfirm so many things that you may have already believed, and then reset some things that you commonly believe that are just not true. Okay? All right, I'm going to give you some stuff. It's going to sound like complete gibberish at first. Just bear with me. Okay, so in Hebrew, we know that Hebrew is a verbal language. So verbs are conjugated. So letters are added to words to make other words. Hebrew is the master at this. I was sharing with my sister here that there are only 500 Hebrew verbs. I know that makes you go, what? Why don't I know them all, right? There are 500 Hebrew verbs, and then everything else, every other word that you get is a conjugation of those words, okay? So the way you know what a word means, because we do it a lot in theory, we're learning like a child. So if I ask you what a mem is, you would tell me mem is water, chaos, and what else? Motion. Okay. It really, in a real Hebraic sense, both of these things mean the same thing. Water, the mem is motion. Okay? Lamed is what?
Staff.
Staff. Goad. Control. Toward. But because you guys are good, you understand the verb that is a staff, or it's something that makes something go in a particular direction, right? The aleph is
Ox, strength, leader.
We all got that one. Okay, ox, strength, leader. And we know why, because the ox is the strongest animal in the ancient society. It sustained everything. Okay, and then this one might be a little difficult. Anybody want to take a snap at it? Nope. Nope. It's a final cough. The cough sophie. So it's what you would normally see like this. So this is the one you normally see. This is the final form. It goes at the end of the word.
Palm of hand to open.
To the palm of hand to open. Very good.
That's cough.
Cough.
Final cough.
Yeah.
Cough so.
Not cough.
Yeah.
And the way you tell it apart from a dalet is there's this imaginary line, like right here, that you can't see. And those final forms extend below that imaginary line. Okay. So we have motion, control or authority, ox, palm of hand. When words get long like this, you can't play that whole like, oh, this letter means this letter means this, that's why the word means this. You have to find the verbal root first, okay? So that's why I said it's going to be a little bit of gibberish. So the first part of this word, the child root, is a 3-letter root and is lamed, aleph, kaf. I took this off because it means something. It moves the word. So now you know that this word, whatever I define to you, is going to be moving once I tell you what it is. Okay, so this word right here literally means, it's the word pretty much to walk, to guide, to go ahead of. So it literally means one who walks with the staff.
Okay.
So If you know a shepherd, shepherd walks with a staff. Very simple, right?
Yeah.
So the parent root, which is just a 2-letter root, is the staff in the palm or to walk. I'll give you 2 more just because it's all going to make sense in a second. Yalak, right, means to walk. So this means to. We just learned that means walk. Halak, right? Hey lamet, kaf sofi, means, oh, well, you guys tell me. If that means to walk, what does a hey mean at the beginning? No, hey.
Hey,
Yo, no.
What is it? Lo, behold.
The walker.
So it is the walk, okay? You guys just learned some vocabulary that's going to change your life. Just those 2 little things. Okay, can somebody, so this word literally means, because of the mem in the beginning, and the staff means support, the staff is seen as a thing that is action, and it's actually doing something. So what does a staff do for a person who has a staff, if they need one, an elderly person?
Support.
It assists them. In Hebrew, it wouldn't necessarily be assisting them. It would be walking for them.
Yes.
So this word or a messenger or angel is one who walks for another.
Okay.
Okay? One who walks or carries out a task for another. Okay. Somebody give me, or I guess we'll just all turn to it. I'll read it so everybody can hear me. Genesis 48, 15 and 16. So Hebrew is awesome. It also has poetry. You can't normally see the poetry in English because you don't read Hebrew. But the beauty of what Yah did by allowing us to have the Bible for a time translated into a language we can understand is that some things did not get lost. You just couldn't see them because you know what you're looking for. Okay, so now that we know that an angel is a messenger and a messenger is one who walks for, listen to Abraham and what he says, and then we'll get into the rest of it. It'll go by really fast.
48, 15.
48, 15, and 16. So Abraham is giving a blessing. If you remember in Genesis 48, he's talking to all of his children, right? And he said, the Yah of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac walked before, right? The Yah who shepherded me from the beginning to this day. The angel who redeemed me from all evil. He just referred to Yah in 3 different ways. In English and in Hebrew, this is called parallelism, where he gave parallels for all the characteristics of Yah in 3 different ways. So he said, the Yah of my fathers who walked. That word is that yalak. To walk, or halakha is the walk, okay? And then he said, the Yah who shepherded me. So you have your shepherd, the aleph, and his palm on the staff, right? And the angel, the messenger, right, who redeemed me. So from this, without me leading the witness, who is the redeemer? But just use the word in this passage. Who is the angel? And the angel is the
Messenger.
So the messenger, according to Jacob, is also the redeemer. Right? So then if the messenger is the redeemer, and he says the redeemer is Yah, then are they 2 different people or are they the same person?
That's the same.
That's the same person. Okay. Hebrew language always defines itself. So I'm going to show you now how Yah then, throughout Scripture, never changes anything and has always sent himself as his own messenger. Okay?
What better person?
So Exodus 3:8, it says, and Yah will come down to snatch them from the hand of the Egyptians and bring them from the land to a good and wide land flowing with milk and honey. Who did Abraham say the Redeemer was? The angel. Yeah. So right here it says that Yah is going to be doing what? Redeeming them from where? Okay. Exodus 23:20 and 21 says, look, I, Yahuwah, will send a messenger before you to guard you on the way and to bring you to the place which I prepared. Be on guard from his face and hear his voice. Do not make him bitter. He will not forgive your rebellion, for my name is within him. Who's he talking about? No.
Oh, the angel, the messenger.
Right? We'll hear who the messenger is. Do you guys remember that when they made the golden calf?
Yeah.
Who didn't Yah send something ahead of the people? He said, I'm not going. I'm going to send. Who did he send? He sent an angel, a messenger. He sent a malakah, right, to walk on his behalf before the people, to go in. And he says, and I, Yahuwah, will send before you a messenger. This is Exodus 33. And he will cast out the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, to a land flowing with milk and honey. For I will not go up with you, because the people are stiff-necked, and I will turn and devour you on the way. But then he said, I'm going to fight for you, but I'm not going with you. Has that ever confused anybody? Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, if nobody else understood it, because we didn't when we were reading it, right? The other nations did. Numbers 14 and 14. And they will say to the dwellers of this land, as they have heard, that you, Yahuwah, are within this people who saw you, Yahuwah, eye to eye. And your cloud stood over them, and you walked before them in the pillar of the cloud by day, and in the pillar of the fire by night.
Right.
Deuteronomy 1, 32 and 33. And in this thing you did not believe in Yahuwah your Elohim, who walked before you, Yah walked before you, on the way to search for you a place to camp, in a fire by night to show you the way you are to walk, and in the cloud by day. I'll give you another one. Deuteronomy 9, 3. And you will know today that Yahuwah your Elohim is the one who will cross over before you as a devouring fire. He will destroy them. He will subdue them before you. Okay? In Exodus 33:11, and Yahuwah spoke to Moses face to face, just as a man speaks to his friend. But then, in 33, he says, and he, Yahuwah, said, you cannot see my face, because man cannot look on it and live. And when my glory passed by, I will set you in a cleft of a rock, and I will cover you with my palm. Right?
Yeah.
And you can see my back, but my face you cannot see. Exodus 33, 20, 22, and 23.
Emotion.
All right. So, now we're thoroughly confused, right? The messenger of Yah, we know now, is Yah. But then now we're like, how does this tie in? Right? Because if the messenger of Yah is Yah in the Old, quote-unquote, Testament, then the messenger of Yah has to be Yah in the New Testament. And a messenger, right, the one who walks for another, if you're walking for me, then you're going to do what I said to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a strange message if I said, hey, can you go tell the kids to take a bath? And you went and said, kids, go get some ice cream. If that wasn't the message, so you didn't walk for me, you walked for yourself.
Right.
So if you have someone in a different area of Scripture walking for themselves with their own message, then they're not the messenger of Yah,
That's right.
because the messenger of Yah has always done.
What y'all said.
Okay.
Right.
So, the angel of Yahuwah, Exodus 3 and 1. And Moshe was shepherding the flock of Jethro, his father-in-law, the priest of Midian, and he drove the flock to the back of the wilderness, and he came to Horeb, the mountain of Yah, and he saw the messenger of Yahuwah in flames of fire from the middle of the bush. Oh, I just saw something. Whoa. And he saw and looked, and the bush was consumed in the fire, but the bush was not devoured. I'm just going to give you this one ahead of time, because I don't want to forget it, and I got a little excited. What does Yehoshua's eyes look like?
Fire.
A flame of fire.
Yes.
So, what's in him? Because we keep seeing Yah in this fire, but then Yah veils himself, but then when you look into Yehoshua's eyes, what do you see?
Fire.
One of his names is
A consuming fire. Okay, Exodus 3. And Yahuwah saw that he turned to see Yah. So he's in a bush, he sees fire. But when he turned to see Yah for some reason. And called to him from the middle of the bush, and he said, Moshe, Moshe. And he said, I am here. And he said, I am Yahuwah of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, and the Elohim of Jacob. And Moshe hid his face because he was afraid to look at the fire,
No.
at the bush. So at Yah. Okay. Exodus 3:15. And Yah said again to Moshe, say to the sons of Israel, Yahuwah, the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Isaac, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Jacob. Okay? So if you go back to 48, Abraham already told you that Yah was the messenger.
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and close it up. Okay, so the messenger can't be seen face to face. And we saw that Yah said, I'm going to let you see me, but I'm going to turn to my backside. Can you give me a parallel example, anybody, where that same exact thing happened, but then Moshe actually got to see him? In the New Testament.
Yeah, when they're standing up on the mountain.
The Mount of Transfiguration. Same exact scenario. Same, I think, exact place. Yay or nay, Moray? Same exact place.
The Mount of Transfiguration.
The Mount of Transfiguration, where when he removed the veil, they were able to see the similar likeness that they saw in the first time. Okay, can somebody turn to Malachi 3:1? Malachi 3:1.
Yes.
Can someone read that for me, please, loud? Very loud. Over Ari.
Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the sovereign whom ye seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom ye delight in. Behold, he shall come, said Yahuwah of hosts.
Okay. Somebody read Matthew 11 and 10. Okay. So you have a messenger, and Yah said he's going to send a messenger. When the messenger comes, everyone knows who the messenger is going to be that's coming before the messenger,
Yes.
right? Yeah. And he says, when you see this messenger, you'll know that that's when I'm coming. Matthew 11.
For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee.
Okay? That was John the Baptist. So, you have here then the messenger preparing a way. But do you remember the message of that messenger? The message of the messenger, John the Baptist, who was supposed to be Elijah, the prophet. He came, and his message was that the messenger, the one who, when he comes, you'll listen, is coming before me. And we just read through all these verses. If you want to, you can go back and play it again. That the person who carried the message is Yah. Yah speaks for himself.
Yes.
No one else speaks for him. I'll give you one more example on that. We talked about this, and I wasn't going to do it, but for all intents and purposes, so you can see it. I know we don't understand quantum physics, but we're all going to pretend like we do. Okay. Man is dust, right? The body of man. It's the thing that lives inside of you that controls everything that you do. The life, the chai in Hebrew, right? Energy has to be released in spurts. When you eat that's why you shouldn't eat too much sugar. Just a shameless plug. Because it releases too quickly into your body, and it causes erratic behavior and addiction and a bunch of other things. So energy, when you eat good food, it slowly releases into your body, right? So that it sustains you for a long period of time. If you put too much energy into a system, it will implode. Okay? So if I came in here and I put the brightest light in this room, it would drive all of you out of this room because you couldn't stand it. So, for all intents and purposes, Yah is so much more, but for right now, Yah is energy. Okay? Yah, what he did in creation was took a portion of who he was, being the Word, and spoke it so that we would be able to see him in multiple different ways in creation. Right? That was his Word. John 1:1 says, that it was Word, the Word was with Yah, the Word was Yah. Without it, nothing was made, and everything that was made was created through this Word. Okay? Get that. So, for Yah then, and this will be non-conclusive. You guys are going to hate me for this. I'm just going to end right here. For Yah then to carry out his function as Redeemer. If he stepped into his creation, everything would die.
Yes.
Because he's perfect.
Yes.
It would implode. It's too much. We can't handle it. So, what Yah does is, let me take something that looks like you, that functions in this realm. Everything in this realm has to be physical. There are alternate realms around this realm, and those things we can't see. But within this realm, in our spectrum of vision, I see you, you see me. You see apples, we see oranges, we see things. Okay. What Yah decided to do was, instead of imploding creation and destroying it, like he said he very well could do, he takes his energy in a slow release tablet form and puts it without measure into the Hamashiach. If you go to Genesis 3:8 and read that, I need you to tell me who that is. Because remember, man was still man still had flesh, but Yah would implode his creation because he's too much for it. Genesis 3:8. Somebody read it loud. Bernardi.
And they heard the voice of Yahweh Elohim walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his woman hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh Elohim amongst the trees of the garden.
Okay, so it says in Genesis 3:8 that Yahuwah was walking in the cool of the day in the garden. Who is that? Who is the physical form of Yah? Who was in the garden? Who was on the mountain with feet standing on the ground like sapphire? Who went to go visit Abraham? So can we go ahead and say that the same person who said, "When you see me," yeah? Yeah. Okay. Without measure. Shaul went on to say, he said that he is the fullness of the Yahed bodily. He said that he has in him all without measure of Yah. Slow release form, so it doesn't implode the system, but at the same time, enough so that when I look at you and you see me and you see these flames of fire in my eyes, it's veiled, but you need to know that that was me. That makes sense?
Yes.
Okay, so, go ahead.
That chapter that we had, Joshua, when he had the confrontation.
Right. Joshua is getting ready to see the angel of the Lord, as we've always heard it. The angel of the Lord, the messenger of Yah, is all the same person. Who was with Daniel, the lion's den? Who was with the three Hebrew boys?
That's all I have to say. The fire.
You can't see Yah.
Not being consumed.
So then he creates a form and a likeness similar to man so that you can relate to Yah.
Yes.
Yah looks like me. It's kind of interesting.
In Colossians says he's the visible image of the invisible God.
Colossians says he's the visible image of the invisible Yah. So next time you hear that where it says hair like wool and eyes like a flame of fire, unless Moshe was seeing imaginary fire, then I think his eyes might be a flame of fire. And what's veiled is the consuming fire that Maury mentioned. Let it roll. You can let it roll.
Man.
You see,
Oh, that's beautiful. Good point.
when you see
Good point.
the Hamashiach on the throne, all it means is that this
Just returns.
in a physical form here. So this can go back. The body can sit on the throne where there would be nothing there for you to see, but it would still be ruling. But it can't go the opposite way, right? It can't in the fullness. But the body can then carry out the work and then return and sit on the throne. So that you now have a forever visible, visual image